We're on a trail that you may be familiar with. We've been down this particular trail before. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's cold, it's crisp, it's clear, the sun is shining, but it is cold inside this forest. The winds are a little stronger than I expected today, or than the weatherman had said they would be. However, we have had a couple of days of strong winds and cold, cold, cold temperatures, lows of -20 or more, which hopefully and may have created some really interesting areas for us to photograph and look at today along the shoreline, with the lake water being picked up by the wind and smashing against the rocks and freezing against the trees and the bushes and so on along the shoreline. So that could be something of interest for us to see today, and that's what we're actually going to look at. However, if we do see anything in the forest that I like, we'll definitely photograph that too, because I do enjoy woodland photography. Gary here with Gary Clayton Photography. Welcome to my channel. Hey, let's head out today and see what we can find. Let's go. Ice. The frozen lake for almost as far as the eye can see, although I can see way in the distance the deep blue of open water. Also, the ski hills along Blue Mountain or the Niagara Escarpment around the town of Collingwood, Ontario, way, way, way in the distance. As far as you can see, ice. It's windier today than the weatherman said it was going to be, and that in itself can create a problem as far as how long we can stay out today, as far as temperature, because to start with, it is cold, about -9, -10 degrees Celsius, and the wind right now is probably blowing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, around 20 kilometers. The wind chill factor's got to be around -18, -20. So yeah, definitely chilly again. But hey, let's see if we can find an area where the ice pack itself is thinner or lesser than what we can see right now, so we could maybe photograph the ice pack and the open water of the lake. Let's see what we can find. Let's continue. Now, right at this little section of the trail, as we've dipped back into the forest and away from the shoreline, we've got a beautiful silver birch ahead of us. A little bit of color. Every now and then the sun kind of gleams through to the top of these trees. Right now it's behind clouds, but it's broken clouds. There is blue sky up there, so I'm hoping that color or that light will come back. So you know what, I'm not going to worry too much here about a tripod, but I am going to set up and I'm going to take a couple of handheld shots, and just for fun I'm going to use the same settings on both my Fujifilm X-T100 mirrorless and my Canon 50D, and just compare the images just for fun. Oh look, there comes some light again. You know what, let's get set up and let's see what we can do here. So right now we do have a little bit of light coming through the trees and illuminating that silver birch. And you know what, I am delighted that we do. F8 ISO 200, 250th of a second. Half a dozen handheld shots with the Canon 50D. Let's grab the Fujifilm X-T100. Whew. Fingers are getting cold. It's cold out here. Let's grab the Fujifilm X-T100 and let's grab a few handheld shots with that, and then let's compare those in Lightroom and see what we get. Okay, we've got the Fujifilm mirrorless, same composition, essentially the same light right now. Oh, but anyhow, There we go. F8 ISO 200. Now this shows us 1/500th of a second. Okay, a little different sensor. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fingers absolutely frozen off. Woo. We're going to put these two cameras away. We're going to carry on down the trail, but just for fun, just for shits and giggles, if you will, just for fun, if we did get anything out of that particular shot, let's pop one of those up right now to look at. Okay, as I said, let's pack up, let's carry on down the trail. Okay, I'm back down by the shoreline, but it's bitterly, bitterly cold. I think the weatherman did get one thing right. He was right about the sunshine. It's amazing. It's bright, it's beautiful, but it's bitterly cold, much colder than forecast. Winds are much higher than forecast, which means the wind chill is super cold. Probably around -20, -25 degrees Celsius down here by the water or by the ice pack. Speech blurred, as normal, but you know what? Right here, and I'm going to show you, I found a little spot. It's a little bush, if you can see that in the GoPro, and it's got ice formation all along its branches and twigs, if you will. So I just want to set up real quick, because it's bitterly cold, but set up real quick, Canon 50D handheld, a couple of shots, and then we're going to continue heading north along this particular hike. Further up, about 5 kilometers from here, is a little kind of convenience store that you pop into in a little community of Balm Beach. So I'm going to grab a hot coffee there and maybe a couple of cookies and take a break, see if I can warm up. They have no interior seating, but there is a little sheltered area, and hopefully the sun will be pouring into that and just warm me up a little bit, and then we can continue and maybe do a better job than we're doing right now. But again, bitterly cold conditions. Man, but absolutely gorgeous out. Just damn cold. Okay, well, man, whoo, back down by the shoreline. I did stop at that little coffee kind of convenience store and had a couple of cookies, a banana and a coffee. So I did get warmed up a little bit there. That's fine. But we're back down at the shoreline. Take a look. Right in front of me is a lone tree to the right of the frame, and then just the expanse of the frozen lake, and then the open water in the distance, and pretty much blue sky beyond that. It's a typical kind of sunny Canadian winter day. We're set up on the tripod. We have the Fujifilm X-T100, and I just made some adjustments to the white balance because everything was turning out totally blue today. So we've gone to about a 5300K. Hey, here we go. One particular shot, F8, ISO 200, and that's giving me about 1/640th of a second shutter speed today. One quick shot, and it's probably all we're going to get today. Again, bitterly super cold, but you know what? Seeing we're here, let's just get down on our hands and knees so we can actually see what we're doing here. And let's just try to, man, I can't see anything in this light, but let's just darken that a little bit. And let's take another shot. And I can't see the numbers because just glare on the screen. Way too, whoa, I don't know what I just did. Okay, well, I do know what I just did, but anyhow. Man, if I could warm up my fingers, I would be okay. Let me just turn this camera off for a moment because I am so messed up here. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's just try to, there we go. maybe about there, and take a third shot there. Okay, so that was a little bit of a messing around, but again, super cold, hands super frozen, and super bright. All I could see on the back of the screen was bright reflection of the sunshine, so I couldn't really see what I was actually setting. But what my attempt was, as I usually do, to get something that looked reasonably well exposed, something that was a little overexposed, something that was a little under. It gives me the data to work with in Lightroom. Okay, so yeah, sometimes when you set out on these kind of photography hikes, you have the best plans in the world and they just don't work out a lot of the time. And this is just one of those days. Everything's been against us today. Yes, beautiful sunshine, but high winds, bitterly cold temperatures, everything freezing, nose running, blurred speech, fingers frozen off, almost. Wow, but you know what, we're going to pack up from here now. I did get that one image, as I say, and I do kind of like that tree, by the way. I just like it set there. We're going to see if there's anything we can do with that. But anyhow, wow. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this on the GoPro, but if you can see this on the GoPro, underneath the ice, you'll see the ice raise as the water is moving underneath the ice. I don't know if you can see the rippling in the GoPro. It's really quite interesting. I hope that's coming through on the GoPro, because it's really an interesting kind of phenomena. Wow. Anyhow, okay. Whew. We're going to pack up. We're going to head back down the trail. We're at actually our halfway point. By the way, it's about a 24-kilometer hike today. We're at the halfway point, so we're going to start heading back and see what else we can find. Okay. Talk to you in a bit. So as I may have mentioned earlier, sometimes things just don't work out, no matter how well you plan them. The things that was against us today, well, the anticipation of the wind and cold temperatures down by the waterside. That was really cold. I'd say a good -20. Whereas more inland, where we are right now we're back on the country road heading towards the forest again, and ultimately back to where we parked the car. But right now we're on a little country road. It's significantly warmer. I'd say about -5 degrees. So the wind chill made a huge difference today, again, by the waterside. Also the direction of the wind. It blew the ice pack along to the eastern shore of Georgian Bay, which is exactly where we were photographing today. And my hopes were to get the kind of ice cave and ice cliff formations with the contrast of the deep blue lake water. That didn't happen. We simply had miles and miles, oceans and oceans of pure white ice. Nothing to add character or contrast to any section of that particular scene or of the ice itself. Super challenging. So you know what? You get out, you have a great time. It's been a great hike, and it continues. We've got about 6 kilometers left to go to get back to where I parked the car this morning. Questions. I did have a question in regards to the drone, and speaking of drones, I did manage to get the drone up a little bit today because I wanted to give you guys a good look of the ice cap, if you will, from above, because it's really quite interesting. So hopefully we get something out of that, and if we do, we'll be going to be looking at it at some point in this video. a viewer or a subscriber asked me what drone I used. So first of all, the first drone of any significance that I owned was a DJI Standard 3. Sorry, a DJI Phantom 3 Standard. That was the first drone, and I loved that drone, and I flew that drone for maybe 3 years. Oh, excuse my nose is running. It's just the temperature. So I flew that drone for about 3 years, and it was great, and I enjoyed it. The only drawback to that drone was when I traveled, it was just a little too big. So I did try the Unique Breeze, and I kept it for about a year, but not as a primary drone. I enjoyed flying the Unique Breeze immensely. Very easy to fly, very responsive, did a great job, except it was not gimbaled. It was digitally stabilized, but that in itself was simply not enough. So I found the footage all but unusable, or with a great deal of work of frequent editing, and 1 and 2 second pieces all stitched together. It was simply not acceptable. So I then went into a DJI Spark. Now the DJI Spark, which is only 2 gimbals, the DJI Spark, which is a 2-axis gimbal, not 2 gimbals, 1 gimbal, 2 axes, unlike this Phantom 3, which is a 3-axis gimbal. I can't tell the difference between the 2 and 3 axis gimbal as far as the stability of the video is concerned. It's fine. Quality of the video on that DJI Spark is excellent, no problems whatsoever. I film at 1080p and 30 frames, and it seems fine. It's great for traveling with. Small, fits into its little case. It's in the back of my pack right now. Great for carry-on, not a problem. So the DJI Spark is my drone that I'm using now, and I have done for a few years now. If I was to change that, it would be to the newer Mavic Mini. I'm seeing that advertised at $375 US, and I think that would probably be a good little drone too. I don't need, for what I'm doing, I don't need any more than that. Okay, wow. We're going past some holiday and vacation cottages, which are all nestled around Georgian Bay. It's a beautiful area in the summertime. It's a beautiful area at any time. It's just significantly hotter in the summertime. On a day in July, right here would be 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, right here, the temperature is about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, we definitely get the 4 seasons here in Ontario, but I have mentioned that before. Thank you for watching my channel. Please give me a like, do subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question, I'll get back to you. Gary here, Gary Klein Photography. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.